Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. I haven't really been in the mood for making videos or even a lot of reading. Haven't done much reading. Boy, say hi. Hi, say hi. I haven't really been in the mood for doing much reading. Done much reading. Haven't really done much past month and a half, and my last video I was probably pretty sad, and I've wanted to make videos, but I just really haven't felt like I could, and I didn't want to make just sad videos. Basically, I kind of alluded to it in my last video, but basically what happened on the 1st of August, Loki, the dog I was fostering, had been fostering for the past 7-8 months. We got him on Boxing Day. Sadly, on the 1st of August, he passed away suddenly and unexpectedly, and it was a huge shock for us. He was 8 years old, so he still had a little bit of life in him, left in him, and it was sad that he departed before his time. But I mean, I guess maybe his time was up, but he'd really become an integral part of our lives, and we were just kind of making plans to really push for him to get adopted, and if not, we were just gonna adopt him ourselves. So that was quite the shock and blow. But I'm still very sad about it, but I was pretty inconsolable for the whole of August, and even into September. Really, I was just pretty much going through the motions. Obviously, having my dog Boy, obviously he helped a huge amount. He's such a great companion, and he's a very intuitive and emotional dog, so he could really sense that we were sad. But last night I got a message from the rescue that we were working with, and they actually asked if we were interested in fostering a new dog that they had have just had surrendered to them. And so I think we are going to go for it. I mean, I'll update you when it happens, but I think because we had done such a good job with Loki, who had behavioral issues and had actually bitten, I think, 3 people. This dog does not. This new dog his name's actually Guinness, and he's a 6-year-old collie. Lots of energy, like usual kind of collie energy apparently. But because he's bitten one person, and it wasn't, and they don't think it's behavioral. So, but because we were so good with previous dog that had a bite history, that I think they really wanted to see if we were up for it first, and I was very flattered to be asked. And I think it's probably good. I don't think we were gonna offer to foster, but I think sometimes just someone asking for help is just kind of actually just the kickstart, the boost that you need, and also just the confidence, the trust and confidence having us. I did feel, even though I know that there's nothing we could do, I did feel like I let everyone down with Loki's passing, but I know there's nothing anyone could have done. It's just one of those things. But yeah, it's definitely a bit of a boost of confidence to be asked. And so yeah, I think we're gonna go for it. The timing's not great, but I think sometimes when you're given a chance, especially if something is put in the universe to you, I think sometimes if you just take it, it's often, definitely in my experience, it's kind of been some of the best outcomes I've had. it happened with a job. A job kind of fell into my lap, and I worked it for 10 years and loved it. The relationship with my spouse kind of pushed together. The timing was terrible for both of us, but that's worked out, and 10 years later we're still here, still together, and it's gone through a lot of hardship and obstacles, and I think we're we're better for it. So I just, sometimes I think when opportunities are presented, it's good just to grab them by the horns and go for it. So anyway, that is out of the way. I have managed to start reading again recently. I just finished A Matter of Life and Death, which I probably started last year, like last summer or something. Anyone familiar with this series will kind of know what it's about. But also in general, if you've read any kind of cozy mystery, they're pretty much they're like, no shade. I don't mean this in any bad way, but they have a genre format to kind of abide to, and this is no different. So basically, this is the second book in the series. The first book sees our protagonist Juliet just coming off a separation with her husband, who she was working with on a cruise ship. So it's not only the loss of a relationship, it's also the loss of a job. Comes back home to her child's home to see her mother, and help out with the bakery that the mother runs, like cafe bakery that the mother runs, and that's having some financial hardship. So I mean, not really cozy, warm, fuzzy feelings that or any life situations that I think of having cozy, fuzzy feelings, and then to be in amongst a murder mystery as well. It's definitely not my idea of what cozy means, but I think the coziness kind of comes from there's no gratuitous violence. I'm gonna put this down. There's no gratuitous violence. The people who are the murder victims are not likable, which I think is morally not right, to be honest. I think just because someone's annoying, I don't think when they're murdered then it's like they deserved it. I don't. There's very few people who deserve to be killed, and it is only the most heinous in society that I would say really have any kind of justification, and even then I would be hesitant to actually kill them. So I think that part of cozy mystery is morally dubious, and to be honest, even though the deaths are not gratuitous, the explanations, the way they go, it's not like it's not like they've been poisoned and they just don't wake up or something. Like there's still violence. It's just not lingered on. So anyway, that's some of my bugbears with the cozy mystery genre. But in this one, it centers. So Juliet is kind of like a bit more established back home, has an apartment, all nice, and it's kind of feeling a bit more back. Still, obviously, grappling with the loss of her marriage, and it's still not finalized. It still really is a trial separation, I guess. So still kind of struggling with that, but it's kind of reuniting with some of her childhood and getting back on to helping with her mum baking. But this time around, there is a cooking show called Take the Cake. It's a dessert pastry competition that is coming to Ashland, where it's set, and she has been asked to take part. It's a $25,000 prize fund, which would great because the cafe bakery needs major upgrades, and obviously, you know, it's a huge upgrading any equipment or doing any kind of renovations for a business is hugely costly. So $25,000 would be greatly deserved, and it's kind of basically why she's doing it. And then so there's a couple other contestants. Obviously, her nemesis, what's his name? Richard, whoever, basically her business rival is competing, who is dislikable, but not in a way that he's actually gonna get murdered. He's just kind of he's almost like the comic villain of these stories, but not worthy enough to be murdered, apparently, according to this particular cozy writer. What else happens? So basically, there's contestants, there's the production team, and there's a host, and there is a judge, and obviously the main head judge, who is a very famous pastry chef, in the classic French tradition, I believe. So obviously he's incredibly dislikable, massively egotistical, and a complete drunk. So just to par for the course for your top of the creme de la creme of pastry chefs. So obviously he gets murdered because he's the most dislikable character in the book. That's not kind of a regular. And there's an investigation, and obviously Juliet gets involved, even though everyone tells her not to. And yeah, and I guess like anything else I would be giving away too much. No, so it's basically very formulaic. Nothing. It's a fun read. Nothing groundbreaking. Nothing to push it over the edge of any other cozy mysteries. But if you've already read the first book in the series, then there's no reason not to continue. And I probably will. I think I have the next couple, so I probably will continue. Very easy to read. They're nicely written. I wouldn't say they're really well written, but they're nicely written, if that makes any sense. There's no like great turn of phrase used, but everything's where it should be. Everything is it's just easy, quick read. Even though it took me a year to read it, they're easy, quick reads. So I guess it's more like if you already like this sort of thing, you're probably reading it anyway, and if you haven't, then yeah, I would pick it up if you see it. But you're not really missing out on anything if you don't. So that's pretty much my review, I guess. I have been starting other stuff, and I have a bunch of books that I'm probably trying to finish off. But I did start reading The Cutie by Donald E. Westlake. Actually, because I finished this book. Oh, this was by Ellie Alexander as well, if you're interested in actually who the author is. Because I finished that book, I now have my little mini hand bookmark that I love. I also love it because it just says bookmark, in case you thought it might be anything else. But yeah, I love this little one. I have a honey honey spoon as well that has the same little hand on it. It just cracked me up for some reason. It's kind of like the googly eyes. Little hands and googly eyes just cracked me up for some reason. So yeah, I started reading this, The Cutie by Donald E. Westlake. It actually originally was called The Mercenaries, which is probably a better name for it. But this is great so far. Actually, I think I need to continue with this. I'm just going to read you a quick little bit from chapter 2, the start of chapter 2, just because this is kind of why I actually picked up and just started reading it. So outside was the city, and it had halitosis. The air was hot and damp, and breathing was a conscious matter. That's just such a great turn of phrase, a great couple of sentences to describe us. I can really picture being in that city. I think, you know, I know the feeling, I know the smells, I know exactly. It's such a great way to such a great description, and very indicative of kind of like hard-boiled, or yeah, I guess this is probably closer to hard-boiled and noir, but hard-boiled and noir kind of classic phrasing and style. So there's that, and lo and behold, if you ever needed confirmation that BookTube is just one massive cult, or a whole bunch of cults, I now own Bum Cider by C.C. McCapp. If you are a follower of Pulp Mortem, The Book Graveyard, and Secret 5 Books, you will have seen how Jake at Pulp Mortem basically got this book in a book haul, kind of unfairly disparaged this awesome cover, and made rude remarks about a top quality name of a title here. Let's not like make any bones. This Bum Ciders is top quality name here. And yeah, this demon horse. So he basically hauled this and disparaged it. And then Nick from the Book Graveyard found it, and rightfully so, defended this awesome cover. This demon horse guy is just amazing. So good that he's on the back too. This demon horse, it's just amazing. Like, I don't even know what it is, but I want to meet it. So good. So yeah, and then somehow Jake convinced Tim at Secret 5 Books to read it, and they're all gonna read it as a 3-piece. They invited along somebody, but I've completely blanked on who they invite along. Again, they convinced the 4th person, convinced another person to buy it, and me. And I'm probably the biggest sucker because I did not get this at a thrift store. I paid eBay prices for this, eBay American prices, and if you know how much shipping is between the States and Canada, then you know I paid a fair price for it. But it does sound pretty good. I think I'm gonna enjoy it. And to be honest, if it's not completely trashy and ridiculous, then I might be a little bit disappointed. If this turns out to be like an actually really good piece of sci-fi, I might actually be disappointed that it's not a raging piece of trash. But I had to own it. I had to own it for the cover. But anyway, they're gonna read it for the what do they call it? The Elusive Book Club, the Secrets Elusive. I'll put all the links below. I'm completely messing up this blog. But anyway, there's gonna be a live show. I believe that is Wednesday, the 25th of September, 2:30. I might even be able to attend because I am off work that week. But I may also have to pick up this new dog. So we'll see. We'll see what I'm doing. I also have to take my car into service as well. So it's a busy week off. I basically took a week off to run errands and go camping. Anyway, Bum Cider. I am reading this, and it's gonna be great fun. And that's about it. I think I have a bunch of books down here, but I don't think I've read any of these or anything. But yeah, I think I'm kind of back. I'm kind of back into the mood of reading, and I hope you are all well. Let me know what you're reading. Let me know how everything is going on in your life, or whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do in the comments, I'm up for it. So yeah, nice talking to you all again, and see you on the other side. Bye.